All right, so this is the Cortez City Council regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024, and the time is 7:30 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask you all to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Donna, can we have the roll call?
Yes. Kiefhofer.
Here.
DeHaven.
Here.
Sproul.
Here.
Rainey.
Here.
Yazzie.
Here.
Dobry.
Here.
Medina.
Here. Notice that we have a quorum tonight. And then do we have approval of the agenda as presented?
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second. Motion made by Dobry and seconded by Yazzie.
DeHaven.
Aye.
Yazzie.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Dobry.
Aye.
Kiefhofer.
Aye.
Sproul.
Yes.
Medina.
Aye. All right, we're going to move on to number 2 on our agenda, the consent agenda. The listing under consent agenda is a group of items to be acted on with a single motion and vote. This agenda is designed to expedite the handling of limited routine matters by City Council. Either the public or a council member may request that an item may be removed from the consent agenda at the time prior to council's vote. I will ask if a citizen or council member wishes to have any specific item removed from the consent agenda for discussion after reading through it. A, approval of the expenditure list for February 27th, 2024. B, approval of a renewal hotel and restaurant liquor license for the Wigglin' Pig LLC, DBA The Wigglin' Pig, located at 76 South Veach Street, Cortez. C, approval of a renewal hotel and restaurant liquor license for Shiloh Inc., DBA Shiloh Steakhouse, located at 5 South Veach Street, Cortez. D, approval of a change in corporate structure for Cortez Veterans, Inc., DBA Cortez Veterans, Inc., located at 320 North Harrison Street, Cortez. And E, approval of a special event permit for the Cortez Area Chamber of Commerce to partner with Say Yes to the Dress Boutique to host a Masquerade Ball from 8 to 11 p.m. on the premises of the Cortez Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 20 West Main Street, Cortez. Would anyone like something removed or approval as is?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Motion made by Dobry and seconded by DeHaven.
Dobry.
Aye.
Yazzie.
Aye.
Kiefhofer.
Aye.
DeHaven.
Aye.
Sproul.
Yes.
Rainey.
Aye.
Medina.
Aye. All right, we're going to move on to number 3 on our agenda, public participation. There is no limit to the number of speakers, although public comment will be held to an overall time limit of 30 minutes. Speakers have a time limit of 3 minutes per person, may only speak once, and may not cede time to another commenter. Was there any? Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. Oh, yeah, there should be a little button that's turning green. So we're inviting our first commenter. Just start with your name and address.
Lana Waters, Cortez, Colorado. What you have in your hands are documents that were discovered during a recent Colorado Open Records request and is absolute proof that 2 council members, Councilman David Rainey and Councilman Matt Kiefhofer, who were judging a quasi-judicial hearing, had ex parte communications that they did not disclose, even though the city attorney specifically advised before the September 26, 2023 hearing that any and all communications between parties be disclosed. Not only did Councilman Rainey have ex parte communications, he also communicated to an opposing party to the applicants that he was on board, revealing that he had already made his mind up how he was going to vote on this hearing without hearing any evidence presented to the City Council at the quasi-judicial hearing. Councilman Kiefhofer advised an opposing party to contact him via his personal email rather than his city email. Both Mr. Rainey and Mr. Kiefhofer sat as judges over this hearing and have violated the law of a quasi-judicial hearing. The power to make a decision on a quasi-judicial hearing affecting land use and development is a significant power and should be treated as such. Public officials hold a public trust and are expected to adhere to a standard of behavior that does not violate or appear to violate that trust. These council members have done both. Mr. Rainey and Mr. Kiefhoffer's personal involvement in wrongdoing with the opposing parties has broken the fairness of the hearing process and is unethical and improper, to say the least. The citizens of Cortez should be able to trust in the honesty and integrity of their city councilors and the process of these hearings. Unfortunately, this trust has been broken. Mr. Rainey and Mr. Kiefhoffer have not only put themselves at risk of being sued personally by the applicants, but the city of Cortez and the city council as a whole as well. The public has an expectation that the councilors judging these hearings are fair and impartial. The decisions made should be free from objectionable bias and personal motivations. This hearing and others related to this hearing were not, and we can no longer trust in this process while these members sit on this council. Therefore, I would recommend, in an effort to restore the integrity and the trust of the public, for Mr. Rainey and Mr. Kiefhoffer to tender their resignations from the City Council effective immediately. If they do not, I would recommend that the other City Council members ask them to do so, as they have done with other board members for less than this in the past. It is the Council's responsibility to oversee and regulate the conduct of individual councilors. Trust is earned when actions meet words. Thank you.
Thank you, Lana. All right, do we have any other public commenters? All right, we'll close the public participation section and move on our agenda to 4 presentations. 4A is the 2023 December financial statements presented by Kelly Koski, our finance director.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In your packets this evening are the December 2023 financial statements. They are broken down by revenue and expense, which are labeled at the top of each page, and they're also broken down by department. In the general fund, overall, Cortez fared well financially in 2023. Revenues increased by 11%. Expenses also increased by 41%. The majority of that additional expense was due to the payment of the water fund loans. Overall income in 2023 was $1.4 million. There are a couple of our enterprise funds that I'd like to highlight this evening that really did an exceptional job with their finances and following their budget in 2023. The first one is the refuse fund. Their total revenue was up 25.5%, while their expenses were only 87.6% of budgeted. They had an ending net revenue that was just over $377,000. Part of the revenue is from additional accounts that are commercial accounts, which Colby Early has really hustled and picked up for the city of Cortez. And also, you remember they received new equipment that was leased, and they were able to sell the old equipment that replaced that for much more than what was expected. Overall, Colby, as the new manager, and the combination of leasing the new vehicles has helped revitalize this department. The second that I'd like to highlight is the Recreation Center Fund. Their total revenue was up 9.5% over what was projected, while their expenses were only 81.6% of what was projected. Their ending net revenue was just over $899,000. They have faced many challenges at the rec center this year, not to mention understaffing, which has been in flux for the entire year of 2023, and they've also had a litany of neglected maintenance issues that they've had to deal with at the rec center. So good job to both of those enterprise funds. Well done for 2023. In addition, I just wanted to also report some actual figures for you. In sales tax, For the year, we wound up almost 2% over what we ended up with in 2022. The lodger's tax wound up only 3% under what they had collected in 2022. Marijuana sales, unfortunately, showed a decline of 26% from 2022 to 2023. Open to any questions that you may have.
Did we have any loans then for those trash trucks?
They were actually done on a lease to purchase.
Okay.
So those are on a 4-year lease. At the end of that lease term, we do have the option to purchase those for $1.
Okay.
If I could just make a comment, the refuse division was a hot topic earlier last year. And one of my questions is if the private industry can run it, why can't we? And so I think there ought to be some kudos to our city manager for picking the right people and making sure that it happened. So
Most
thank you.
definitely. Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you, Kelly.
All right.
All right, we're going to move on to 5 on our agenda, public hearings. We have A, ordinance number 1325, Series 2024, amending the 2024 budget. It's the second reading of ordinance number 1325, Series 2024, an ordinance amending the budget, presented by Kelly Koski.
Thank you. Good evening again. As the mayor mentioned, this is an ordinance to amend the 2024 budget. We had several large projects that were planned in the 2023 budget. Most of those were completed, but due to some time constraints and supply chain issues, we had 3 projects that were not completed and need to be reauthorized in the 2024 budget. Please note that the budgeted funds for these projects were not spent in 2023. The projects are the Pocket Park Playgrounds. We have a material delivery date still of mid-March and an installation crew scheduled for early April. The next project was the outdoor pool heater. Creighton tells me now that it should be delivered sometime in March with still an installation before the summer swim season. Next was the universal turf machine. There was a unit that was available when the bid occurred. Somehow that unit was sold before the bid was awarded. The manufacturer has been able to scramble, find us a new unit, and now has one that's available. And then the Golf Pro contract was an item that didn't occur until after the budget was set. The current Golf Pro contract has not been adjusted in the last 6 years. Fiscal impact total for all these projects is just over $362,000, and staff recommends that the council approve on second reading ordinance number 1325, Series 2024, to amend the 2024 budget for the projects listed previously for a total of $362,024.
Are we still experiencing supply chain issues? I mean, is it getting better or kind of still, way farther out than it used to be? I guess where's the economy on that?
So I think it kind of depends on the items that you're looking at. I know the equipment that they had hoped that they had ordered for the golf course, those mowers are still 12 to 18 months out. Also, I know the squad cars that we have ordered for the second order don't even have a production date until sometime mid-June, and we're looking at probably at least 8 to 10 months for those to actually be delivered. So, in some areas, yes.
Okay. And then like for the outdoor pool heater, we already have people ready to install it. Are we not having any labor issues or?
I don't think that we're having any necessary labor issues. Creighton's here, and I'd be happy to turn that over to him.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. As it relates to HVAC and plumbing, in which this falls into, this project was bid late in the year. It took 6 months for them to produce the actual heater itself. It's actually just arrived in their shop last week, and now we have a delivery date later in March. Because we're already under contract with them, we're in good shape in that way. It really kind of is hit and miss, as Ms. Koski was saying, as it relates to the trades. We have bid out a roof to go over our mechanical building out the outdoor pool. We had no bidders, so we're going to have to rebid that again here this spring sometime. It really kind of depends, both on the trades, but also where the trades people are at that in particular time. Because we can call someone and get them out in a couple days, and we call them back in a week, and it takes us a month. So it's very hit and miss.
Okay. Thank you, Creighton. Any other questions from council before I open the public hearing? Okay, so we'll open this public hearing to the public, if anyone would like to comment on this. All right, seeing none, we'll close the public portion or public hearing portion of this. Any other questions, or do we have a motion?
Mayor, if I can just interject, I would like to just clarify one piece of this, since nobody got up and spoke. This is not new money. This is actually money that was authorized for fiscal year '23 that was not spent for these items. And we felt, even though they're capital projects and technically we can carry them over, we felt it best to come to council, be upfront, and ask for reauthorization. That's what this is, with the exception of the golf pro contract. That's de minimis, so.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks for that clarification.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that City Council approve on second reading ordinance number 1325, Series 2024, an ordinance amending the 2024 budget for the Parks and Recreation Department within the general fund in the amount of $362,024.
Second.
Motion made by Yazzie and seconded by Rainey.
Yazzie.
Aye.
Dobry.
Aye.
Kiefhoffer.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
DeHaven.
Aye.
Spurl.
Yes.
Medina.
Aye. All right, we're moving on our agenda to 6, unfinished business. We have none. So 7 is new business. We have a new application for a retail liquor store liquor license. This is to set a public hearing date and neighborhood boundaries for a new retail liquor store liquor license, presented by Donna Murphy, our Deputy City Clerk.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Elevated Liquors LLC, DBA Elevated Liquors, filed an application in the City Clerk's office on February 8th, 2024, for a new retail liquor store liquor license to be located at 530 North Broadway, Cortez. Council is directed by state statute to determine the needs of the neighborhood, the desires of the residents of the neighborhood, and to verify that the applicant is of good character. Fingerprints for the applicant, Cole Clark, were sent to CBI, and individual history records have been completed and are on file in the City Clerk's office. State regulations require that the local licensing authority schedule a public hearing not less than 30 days from the date of the application and set neighborhood boundaries. Public notice has been given by posting the premises, and a notice will be placed in the Cortez Journal. Staff is requesting that council set a public hearing date of Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, for review of a new retail liquor store liquor license for Elevated Liquors, and to set the neighborhood boundaries as the City of Cortez city limits. Thank you. Any questions?
Not seeing no questions. Do we have a motion?
I move that City Council set a public hearing date of Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, for review of a new retail liquor store liquor license for Elevated Liquors, Inc., and the neighborhood boundaries be set as the Cortez city limits.
Second.
Motion made by Dobry and seconded by Yazzie.
Dobry.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Spurl.
Yes.
Yazzie,
Aye.
DeHaven,
Aye.
Kiefhoffer,
Aye.
Medina.
Aye. All right, we're going to move on to 8 on our agenda, draft resolutions and ordinances. We have none tonight. So 9 is city attorney report.
No report, Madam Mayor.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on to 10 on the agenda, city manager report.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. I have 3 items for you this evening. 2 of the watershed protection signs obtained through the Colorado Rural Water Association Source Water Protection Grant have been installed on the West Fork of the Dolores River and of the McPhee Recreation Complex on Road 25. 2 additional signs are waiting for installation on Lizard Head Pass and at Groundhog Reservoir, along with approval to place signs on Forest Service campground kiosks. So looking forward to staking out our watershed a little better. Secondly, the airport parking lot project that was just recently approved by council will consist of about 120 parking spaces and a pickup drop-off area with improved sidewalks and ADA compliance, as well as landscaping improvements. Construction is anticipated to start in April of this year and should take about 70 days to complete. As far as I know, we are right on schedule with that. The project costs about $2.2 million before value engineering. The majority of the funding is through the ARPA grant as well as FAA Airport Improvement Program. And then lastly, we were grateful to meet with the city council candidates here for a meet and greet in this room last Tuesday at 6 p.m. It was a great opportunity for us as senior staff to get a chance to meet and learn about the new council candidates and for the candidates to learn a little bit more about each of the city departments. We feel like that was a success and hopefully that the new candidates felt that they gained something from that. So with that, my report is concluded. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay, move on to 11, our city council committee reports. 11A is the mayor's report on workshop. We did not have a workshop tonight, so we'll move on to B, other board reports, and I'll start with David, and we'll just move through. No report? Okay.
The Historic Preservation Board meets next Wednesday at 5 p.m. in the Fishbowl Room. So if anyone would like to come, they're welcome.
Great. No report?
I met with the library board and we discussed the role of advisory boards, and the board also elected officers and appointed a person from the board to be on the hiring committee for the new library director. And the board will not be meeting anymore until a new director is hired.
Great. Dennis?
Rumor has it the golf course is going to be opening soon.
That's great. All right, and then I just want to share with the public that I will be missing the first meeting in March for a work event. I will be at a conference, but I will be at the April meetings. So, so thank you, Arlena, for running the meetings while I'm gone. All right, so then moving on our agenda, 12, no other items of business. So 13, public participation. Our second round, do we have any comments, any public that would like to speak? All right, then we'll move on to adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Yazzie and seconded by DeHaven.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Kiefhoffer,
Aye.
Spurl,
Yes.
Dobry,
Aye.
DeHaven,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Medina.
Aye. All right, thank you all for being here on a short night. We appreciate your time. So